everyone. Today I want to start a new project. This video won't be long. It's more of an introductory video and then we'll get into the details later. Excuse me, my allergies. I want to do a vertical paper bag journal. And I'm not exactly sure where I want to go with it yet, so I'm going to make it up as I go. I have it in my head, how I think it'll turn out, so we'll see. Excuse me. Inspiration for this comes from my sister Scrapper. I think it's Ginger. She did a vertical paper bag album, and I remember doing those, oh gosh, years and years and years ago. I got into scrapbooking when my daughter was born, and I fell in love with paper crafting, and have done numerous things over the years, but I remember making paper bag albums. I don't keep albums because I do digital scrapbooking now, but I thought there's no reason why we couldn't convert it into a journal. And since we're doing paper bags this month, I thought it would be fun. Now, I'm just going to use, we'll talk about this in a minute. I'm going to be using the regular size lunch bags. I get these probably 100 to a pack at Walmart. They measure 5-ish by almost 11, okay? I say 5-ish because some of them are right at 5 and some are like 5 1/8. Some are all the way to 11, but most are just shy of 11. Ginger used paper bags, and then she used a craft cardstock to add a flap, a little flip out. Anyway, so I was thinking I could do a flip out with an envelope. Well, by the time I got everything kind of played around with it the way I wanted it, all my envelopes were way too long, because I'm going to be folding this up and cutting this page down a bit. And then I started thinking, what about CD sleeves? Well, I have these. They're already coffee dyed. They're grungy. They measure 5 by 5 approximately, very close. Would these work? Yes. So if I put this in here, don't even have to cut down the flap. They fit perfectly on here as a flip out. So you'll need 5 lunch bags. You can do whatever size you want. The size that I have will make a journal that will fit in this Reader's Digest condensed book. Now this cover measures 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, almost 5.5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5. So almost 5.5 by 7.5. It has almost a 2-inch, yeah, about a 2-inch spine. Our spine's not going to be that big, but that's okay. It'll still work. I want to use the hidden hinge spine, and it'll be something like this. There will be 5 pages to it, so this will come out at about 1.25 inches, but we will just center it. It'll fit in there. Of course, this isn't the right size. It'll be the size of the page, but this is just for what I was playing with. I didn't know what size I was going to do yet. So we'll be centering it there and there and attaching it, and then we'll have our flaps. So I will need to get a piece of chipboard to secure the spine. Now, you don't have to use a book cover if you don't want to. I just happen to have about 30 of these, and I want to start using them up. I am going to completely cover this. Orange is not my favorite color, but I liked the brown cover, and so You could make a chipboard cover if you want, but I'm not going to be doing that this time. If you want to see that, I have done that in previous videos. I'll try to find that one and link it below. But basically, you just want your page to fit in it. So after I've folded it up, cut it down, and put my CD on there, it's going to be this size. And that's going to be just about perfect for this cover. And there again, like I said, I've got 5. Now by the time we load all the pockets and decorate the pages, stuff these pockets, and whatever, yeah, it'll be kind of full. And that's why we have the 1/4 inch between each page. These pages will adhere to here. So there'll be 5. Now, my question is that I haven't determined is where I want to put the journal. And what I'm thinking is, now this has 5 bags. So I was thinking about putting a couple of journals inside here. Or I may just use that for journal tags. I could put journals in between, just a few journal pages in between each page. I don't know that I'd want to sew them in. I'd probably use like a temporary binding, elastic or ribbon or something like that. But I'm not going to decide that at the moment. I'm going to see how we're going. And then determine what I want to do, because this is going to be a little bit different than most of the journals that I make. So, but anyway, that's what I'm thinking. So you'll need a cover if you have a Reader's Digest or a book that is close to the dimensions of the bag. That's fine. Use that. Like I said, I'm using 5 CD sleeves, and I'm going to use 5 lunch bags, and then I am going to go back, and this is my Tim Holtz paper. I have a ton of this in here, and I've also gone through some of my other smaller paper pads and pulled out some stuff. This is what we'll be adding to the paper bags for mats. I am going to sew, but you don't have to sew. I'm going to sew around the mats before I attach them to the page. But if you want to work along with me, get out your bags. What I'm going to do is just take this bag. This is just a little bit of prep work that you can do ahead of time. These bags are not flat. They are not perfect. You can see that one doesn't even have a square corner. So basically, I take the pretty side, and I start at the bottom, and I just kind of press with my bone folder to kind of flatten these out a little bit. Okay? I'm not worried about the sides lining up or anything like that. I'm just trying to flatten it out a little bit. And if I start on this side, it does most of the work for me. Okay? Then I'll flip it over, and I'll do the same thing, just kind of flatten out this bottom piece. And there again, I'm not worried about, we're going to cover this stuff, okay? This is actually going to be inside the pocket, so I'm going to go slowly and just kind of pull up to the top, because there are some wrinkles and things. If there's too big of a fold, you can kind of pull it out and then go back and push it. But we are going to be matting these pages, so it's not a huge deal. So the next thing I want to do is get the glue to come out of the bottle. I'm going to glue this up as a pocket. So I'm just going to do a line here and a line here. And I'm going to fold this up like so. And that's going to give me my pocket. Now I'm going to trim these. And I think that I trimmed them. Let me see where I wrote how long. Yeah, I'm going to trim this to 7 inches tall. So any book that's about 7¼ 7½ is going to work. So I'm just going to put this at 7. I'm using the bottom of the bag at 7 and cutting the top. Comes out to about 3/4 inch we're cutting off there. And then the CD sleeve, you can do it 2 ways, or there's probably more than 2 ways you can do it, but this is how I've done it. What did I do with the CD sleeve? There it is. You can do it like this. Now, this was the first one that I did. I have the pocket on the front, and I have the CD at the top on the right. Now, because we're going to be attaching the pages on the left, everything that we attached flipper wise, you could use a letter size envelope if you wanted, or just like I said, like a piece of cardstock if you wanted to just do a flap. But I put this one, we want to attach everything on the right. That's what I was trying to say. So this one I put at the top because I have the pocket here. But then this one I did differently. I flipped it over and I have the pocket on the back, and this one I have the CD sleeve on the bottom. So I wish I had done them all this way, but it's okay. We're going to mix them up. I'm going to have this one on the front, and then I'll just alternate with the bag. So I have 2 like this and 2 like this. I want to do another one on the bottom. So I'm going to flip this over so the pocket's on the back, and is that how I did it? Yeah. Just second guessing myself. And then you don't want to go over that fold line. You want to go right up to it. Put your glue there. And then I just did this closer to the bottom. Looks like I got some glue inside that little. I'm putting it in between here in this gusset area. Okay, so I am going to line it up with the bottom like that. And I want to make sure this folds over. I don't want to go over that crease. I want to make sure that folds comfortably like that. Okay. Okay, so then I have 5 of those. I've got 3 with the bottom CD and 2 with the top CD, and I'm just going to alternate those. And like I said, the CDs are all going to be attached on the right, the CD sleeves, because our pages are going to be attached on the left into our book like so. Okay, so then we will, have all of these pages. They'll fit perfectly inside there, and by the time all is said and done, we won't even know that it's a paper bag, really. I am going to leave the paper bag showing. I'm going to cut the mats for the pocket page. I'm going to cut this mat at 6 by 4 3/4 so that it goes a little bit into the pocket. And then I think that'll work. I guess I'm going to have to check it because I went ahead and glued these pockets. If you don't glue the pockets, you can go ahead and mat it and then glue the pocket. So I'm going to have to make mine a little narrower, maybe 4½. But whatever size, I want to tuck it down in the pocket a little bit, and then we'll do the pocket mats the same width by about 2 7/8, because this is 3 1/8, this section here. I'm not going to mat this. I'm just going to ink it, maybe collage it, maybe just put a focal point. I don't even know. I am going to mat this page, and I'm going to mat this page, and then we'll go through and decide what we want to add to the pages from our list of goodies. You can see how I've got stuff all over it. This is the list of what I like to include in a junk journal. You can get this on my Facebook group. It's in the file section, and I think it's just what to put in a junk journal or junk journal worksheet, or I don't remember what I called it, but there's 4 to a page, and I use one of these pretty much for every journal I do, so that it just gives me ideas and jump starts my brain. I don't have to do all of these. I don't have to do any of them, but it gives me some ideas of things I want to do. And if I've seen something else somewhere, I'm, that would make a cute pocket, and then, that'll count as my pocket, or, tags or belly bands or whatever. So anyway, that's what we'll be doing. So, and then we'll be doing this, which is not complicated. I've been doing this for a long time. So anyway, I hope you'll tune in and watch. I'm sure I'll make some mistakes along the way, but that's my learning process. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll get started next time.